Are you an indie podcast or content creator looking to reach a wider audience? Look no further. Introducing Podcastic, the ultimate podcast network designed exclusively for indie creators like you. At Podcastic, we believe in the power of unique voices and fresh perspectives. We're here to amplify your passion and creativity, connecting you with a growing community of engaged listeners who crave original content. Podcastic is more than just a platform. It's a support system built for indie podcasters, offering a range of resources to help you succeed. From tailored promotional campaigns to professional production assistance, we're here to help you shine. Our intuitive platform makes it easy for you to be seen and heard. We do all the heavy lifting for you. You just show up and create. Plus, with our advanced analytics, you'll gain valuable insights into your audience's preferences, allowing you to refine your content and grow your fan base. Ignite your passion, expand your reach, and thrive with podcasting. Visit our website at www.podcasticlife.com to get started. Podcastic, the home for indie podcast and content creators.
That's myfavoritedj.com. Welcome to the home of my favorite DJ, DJ Jules, baby. If you're looking for a DJ for any type of event, call us now, 313-595-8845. Once again, that's 313-595-8845. www.that'smyfavoritedj.com. The perfect DJ for any of your events. Sweet 16, 21, 30, 50. You turn to 75 years of age, DJ Jules, baby, is the perfect DJ for you. Weddings, corporate events, call 313-595-8845. FavoriteDJ.com.
Combined power of a group when working together is greater than the total power achieved when working alone.
That's synergy.
Synergy works. Synergy, from the Greek word synergos, equals working together. Synergy works. Synergy is different people working out together advantageously for one final outcome, one goal, rewarding results. Synergy works. Don't train by yourself. Train with synergy. Why? Because synergy works. Contact us today to set up your fitness assessment. Synergy works.
The content you're about to hear is a part of a paid programming segment. The views, opinions, and statements expressed belong solely to the sponsor and do not reflect those of Podcastic or its host. This segment is for informational and promotional purposes only and should not be considered as advice or endorsement. Listener discretion is advised.
Yeah. Big flex on the set, you know we gotta rep. Heavy talk on that mic, all we do is press. John Q, that's coach, got him upset. Gym Animal Muscle Gang, we up next. Big Flex Podcast live on Monday night with John Q, Latoya, Deshaun, and Don Snipes. You can catch Snipes on the pod or the big screen or get tea time with Toya if you want the tea. Talk about the strong end on your weekday. Tap in with Muscle Gang, you never have a weekday. Big Flex Podcast, 9 p.m. Monday. Pull us up on YouTube if you want that replay. Big Flex Podcast, 9 p.m. Monday. Pull us up on YouTube if you want that replay. It's the Big Flex Podcast, Mondays, 9 at night. It's the Big Flex Podcast. Come on.
Welcome back to the GAMG, the Big Flex Strongcast for episode 147. I'm your host, John Q, in this bitch, and we are back with the squad, sort of, not all the way, but we're missing, our host tonight, Latoya Deshaun. She might call in tonight, but shout out to Sis, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna hold it down for her. And of course, say we have my brother to my right, Don Snipes in the building. What up, though, brother?
What up, cuz?
And of course, say we got Dr. Ruckus on the ones and twos. What up, dog?
Yes, my name is Ruckus, and I got a radio face.
Man,
That's
face.
my new stage name, Radio Face.
Man,
Radio face.
Yes.
man. Say only a face your mother could love. Okay. All right. So look, y'all. So y'all already know what time it is. This is where say the gym conversation meet podcast. And so what y'all need to do for us is hit that like button, hit that share button, and subscribe on YouTube if you haven't already. All right, and share this out on say Facebook too. You know what I'm saying? What y'all been up to, man? You know what I'm saying? We wasn't here last week. You know what I mean? I get into my recap of the strong ends and stuff like that. What y'all been up to?
Man, I've been busy with these kids, these youth.
Look like they whooping your ass.
Man, here's the deal. Working with the youth is truly a passion of mine.
Yeah.
And I am proud to say, man, that the city, for those that don't know, it is a lot of stuff that's, changing for the youth, that the youth are involved in, that I was personally able to go witness. I had about 20 kids that I spent the week with at Wayne State. Shout out to Life Leaders.
Shout it out.
We got to start getting some more of these young men involved. We had 19 girls show up and one guy.
Damn.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a
lucky boy.
Listen,
that's a hell of a crazy
we spent
ratio.
the night at Wayne State. The whole week we had 19 girls and one guy.
Ooh.
Okay, we took them everywhere. African World History Museum. We took them to House of Illusions. We took them to the new psychedelic funk exhibit being put on by Motown while they're under renovation. We took a field trip to the mayor's office. We sat in on one of the live meetings that some of our district representatives had going on in the city of Detroit.
Okay.
Mayor Sheffield has a youth department where they literally putting ideas together and addressing things that our young people have going on in the city.
Yeah.
We took a field trip one day visiting small businesses in Detroit that have been impacted by Detroit Motor City Match, and also who have received grants from the Detroit Economic Growth Corporation.
Huh?
Listen, did you know, fun fact,
He say,
did you know there is a grant that for 18 to 30-year-olds that they can apply
say
for?
what ages?
Where they can
says
receive
what ages?
18 to 30.
No,
Okay.
not that you was doing, that you was mentoring.
Oh, the age group, they were high school and college.
Okay.
Yeah, so I would say the majority of them were 11th, 12th, first, second year, senior year in college, but we did have 2 freshmen
Okay.
that were fortunate enough to be hanging with some of the older girls.
Okay.
Did you know that you can apply for a grant, the youth, where they can receive $5,000 to $10,000 and also get 20 weeks of free of charge rent in a brick and mortar, just so they can see what it's like to operate a business in a brick and mortar?
That's dope.
Stuff being offered by Detroit Brick and Mortar.
Yeah, that's dope as hell.
Listen, took the kids to visit Source Bookstore. Shout out to Miss Janet. Are you guys familiar with Source Bookstore?
On Pearson?
No. They're downtown now.
Oh.
They moved.
Okay.
But listen, for anybody that don't know, black-owned bookstore, okay? I'm not sure how old Miss Janet is, but shout out to her. Listen, her bookstore is founded on non-fictional books, but I'm going to just keep it plain for y'all.
Okay.
If you want some information about us, if you want to get introduced and read some books by Bell Hooks, Toni Morrison.
Yeah, she's a light brown skinned woman, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I know Miss Jen.
Listen.
She did her first her first open book thing at when I had the co-op work center.
Yeah. Listen, nonfiction books about history, about our people. I was just in awe. Right next to another black-owned small business, Roots Coffee Shop. Okay, took the kids in there, and they actually took care of all of us. All the kids were able to try out some of her matcha teas and smoothies and what have you. Okay. Listen, we got a lot of stuff going on in the city. They spoke to the kid. We took them to Henry Ford Hospital. A lot of people always talk about, getting in the medical field. And so again, they limit it to being a nurse, doctor. Yeah. Listen, these kids were exposed to so many other professions. One of them was we took them to what they call S&P, which is sterilization and processing. Yeah. Listen, we showed the children how one department sterilizes and cleans all of the surgery equipment and medical equipment. They processing like 10,000 instruments a day. Yeah. This was a huge operation. Yeah. Okay, so for those that want to go into the medical field in the hospital and be in that environment and learn and grow and listen, they have programs at some of these community colleges. We had somebody come in and speak to the kids about the Detroit Promise. Okay, if you live in Detroit, go to high school all 4 years in Detroit, maintain 3.0 GPA, go to school anywhere in Michigan. There are a lot of things that are going on for our youth, and listen, I must say, I'm thankful that I had the opportunity to be involved with the program. We had somebody come speak to the kids about LinkedIn. Shout out to Miss Latifah Woolfolk. Listen, it was just a beautiful week. Okay. All right, okay. And I'm a little drained, but it was worth it. It was worth every minute of it, man. So,
hey, that shit is well needed. Hey, listen, I want to give a shout out to Yamina from Talking Ish with my boys in the building. She said, was this a one-time thing or ongoing?
Okay, so listen, currently, right now, if you know a child that's finished 8th grade, going to 9th or 9th to 10th, we do have a summer program that's going to run for 6 weeks, starting June 29th all the way to August 6th. Okay. Listen to this. For those parents out there who don't want their kids sitting around, as long as they show up, at the end of the program, they get a $250 stipend. Yeah. And if they bring their tail to the program every day, we got 4 locations. We're doing math and ELA in the morning, all right, for the first half of the day. We provide them lunch. And then the second half of the day, we're going to introduce them to our Excellence Corps, where we teach them about self-esteem, confidence, community service, and engagement. We use theater and a lot of other different games to, for that social emotional aspect of it. That's all the fun stuff, okay? We teach them about our community. Listen, a lot of people don't know, within the city of Detroit, they don't even know what district they live in. So we teach the kids, the importance of voting, what district they're in. A lot of people don't know there's also 109 neighborhoods within our districts, all right? So we are answering the call to all those kids and those parents that have a need to A, understand more about their city, B, understand about themselves, become more self-aware, confident, introduce them to, other children, because this is all over the city. It's open to. We got a location on the east side, Fort Recreation Engagement Center. That's field, but Wayne State, which is where I'm going to be. We have Grand Valley State, which has a campus across from Comerica Park. And we also have Malco. So if you're on the west side near 7 Mile in Wyoming, your kid is going to the 9th grade or the 10th grade, they don't have nothing to do, reach out to me. All right. The program about to start ASAP.
Okay. All right. I want to also give a shout out to Ballin' with Rich is in the building. You know what I'm saying? So what's up, good brother?
I got a fun fact about Rich. Okay. As Dorian, one of our regular call-ins, was calling in today. Rich delivered a couch to his house.
Oh damn! Okay.
By the process, it was on
Okay.
here, so I thought it was dope.
Okay,
Shout out to
okay.
Dorian and Rich.
All right, yeah. Shout them out, man. Shout them out.
Dope.
So, look, I will say this too. You know, I know you was talking about this earlier, but shout out to all the fathers, man. You know what I'm saying? Happy Father's Day, brothers. You know what I'm saying? Hey, listen, it's not a one-day thing. This shit is yearly, daily, forever. You know what I mean?
I think so. I'm gonna say Happy Father's Day. Everybody I know who's a father. Every time I see him, Happy Father's Day. You know what I mean?
Appreciate
And then
you,
I'm
man.
always
Same to you.
also say this, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to the fathers that actually are fathering, say, a lot of generations on the things that they do that's positive in the community too, even if they don't have any biological children, or say, you know, just somebody that's more so a mentor, because you are a fucking father. You know what I mean?
There you go.
Ooh, you know, cause you
mentors are fathers too.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Dope.
something that you always speak about. We had a conversation about that today.
Being an elder versus an old
Listen to
nigga.
this. Listen to this. So I was
It's
in
a
a
big
group
difference,
earlier today, and we played this little game.
Okay.
Strongly agree, strongly disagree, or neutral. So we had a room filled with about 40 people.
Okay.
And the question was, does this generation have it harder or easier, you know what I'm saying, than the last generation? So something like that. That was the gist of the question. Anyway,
Okay.
so we had to get up and physically go to where we said, you know, how we felt about it.
Yeah.
And one of the ladies brought up, along with myself and a few others, I was in the neutral group, had my reason anyway. One of the ladies brought up, you know, hey, look, I think they got it easier because, you know, they got all this technology. And we actually had a younger person in the group that strongly disagreed. He said, hey, listen, yes, we have the technology, but some of the information, you know, we don't have the community and people kind of steering folks in the right direction to, so you had these discussions going on. Then finally a lady stood up. She said, listen, she said, yes, these kids had the technology and all that. She said, but that's all they got.
Yeah.
They don't have Big Mama no more. They don't have somebody, you know, guiding them and steering them in the right direction no more. That's all they got.
But that was a trick question, because you had to ask them, like, is it good for this or good for that? Because everything everything you do in life is going to have different results. You know what I mean? If you ask them, where do they have it better now, far as advancement in learning how to do things faster, quicker, distribution, and all this stuff, the answer is hell yes, right? If you ask about family structure, the answer is hell no.
Yeah.
So it's like, this is a trick question.
Again, that's why you actually just spoke on while I was in the neutral group, because I said, hey, listen, yes, they can type something and get somebody to write a whole dissertation and paragraph for them, but at the same point, a lot of these children lack social skills, they lack manners, they lack understanding the value of relationship currency. We was younger, you can get into a fight with your next door neighbor. You get older, hey, we put all that stuff behind us. We cool, we friends, we family, we understand what community means. These kids nowadays, one incident happened, get into an argument with somebody on a social media platform, they beefing forever. And it's just retarded. I mean, so it is a lot of pros and cons with technology, but again, that's about it.
I think it's more cons than it is pros. Just because things are easier to assess don't mean this need to be, because you don't learn your lessons. You never learned about time, about structure, about how to pace yourself.
How about they getting information a little too soon?
Quick, yeah.
When we were younger, things kind of gradually came to you.
Well, I mean, it goes back on the saying, you know what I'm saying? Don't be a dummy with a smartphone.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
you know what I mean?
First of all, this is the thing I'm telling everybody, anybody who hear my voice, please learn how to use AI. Don't learn how to abuse AI. Don't have something in your hand you don't know how to control. Same thing with a gun. AI right now to most people ain't nothing but a gun to most people.
It's a tool.
They just want to shoot. No, they just want to shoot and don't understand what they're hitting and missing. It's simply because they think they know, but they really don't.
Yeah.
It's, you know, a lot of people come to me with stuff like, man, what you think about AI? I think it's good if you're going to use it to whatever you're going to use it for at its best ability, for what it's good for as a tool. But don't try to use AI to be it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Right now, oh boy, I forgot he's a big movie star. The guy who played Captain America, the black dude.
Anthony Mackie.
Yeah.
He basically said there's no more movies really we can make.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And he wasn't saying that AI is taking, no, he's not saying AI, because anything that's dealing with time, it costs 4 times more.
Well, do you think this? I mean, far as on, then I'll get back to my strong end stuff, but I will say this. I think if he making that kind of statement, then he's pretty much saying that people don't have the imagination.
No, what he's saying is anything you could dream of, what type of movie has been done already. And when it comes from,
I don't know, man. I got some shit, man. I don't think that's been done yet myself.
You might think it from your perspective, but I'm talking about far as the overall of all people. I'm guaranteeing whatever you're thinking of, majority of the people that seen it, they just seen it in a different sense, and that's what he was talking about.
Maybe, but I still thinking shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think technology is really and shit is taking away and shit people's imagination.
He's saying technology, also saying the ability for, he was talking about black filmmakers. Black filmmakers keep making the same movie over and over and over.
I'll pitch something to you later on and shit, and you'll see what I'm talking about. And I'll let y'all know. But
and it's not that I agree with him totally. Yeah. But I agree with him. Like, I watch a lot of AI stuff that comes on now. Right? All them stories. You watch them stories, them short post stories, they be short stories, and be like, they turn into different stuff, but you can tell it's AI.
Yeah,
I haven't seen it, but I've seen a couple things on the gram, shit like that. But
but these things is making noise, and these things keeping my attention more than movies, because it's like, damn, he was a young prince. You know what I mean? He didn't even know.
Up motherfucking butt juice or something.
No, it wasn't butt juice. Don't worry about it.
Look, man, let me get back to my damn strong activities, man, so we can move on. Yeah. Because we can be talking about that shit forever. But, But yeah, so shout out to all the fathers again. You know what I'm saying? Yesterday, I went over my homeboy Rodney house. He had some stuff together for the fathers and stuff. So shout out to everybody else over there. Last week, I got to say shout out to the great doctor, you know what I'm saying? Happy birthday again. Say we went out of town, so, we went to, Alabama.
You went to Alabama?
Alabama, man. Believe it or not, man, it was surprisingly great. Can't wait to go back, you know what I mean? To be honest with you. And shout out to Tim, man. You know what I'm saying? He laid out the red carpet for us.
That's right. You went down there with Tim.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So he was up here for his aunt and stuff that passed. And then he didn't know that we was coming down there. So when he got up here, I let him know that we was going to come down there. But it was real nice, man.
That's
like where we was at, it was real nice.
You had some good watermelon?
Man, we brought back 2 watermelons.
Really?
Yeah, fuck yeah. Yeah, we brought back a bunch. Yeah.
But it tastes different.
It's cool, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I'm not gonna say that it was like some over the top, it is, but yeah, man, like one of the farms and stuff like that we went to and shit. Man, we brought back some shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, nice.
And then also we did go watch this movie Disclosure. Have y'all seen that yet?
No, I seen The Furious though.
Okay.
Seen The Furious.
Okay.
What? Yeah, I'm lost.
Disclosure and shit is a movie about the disclosure, like the aliens and all that kind of shit. Steven Spielberg movie. And
did it? He made another one?
Yeah.
Okay. And what the hell are you talking about? Furious?
Furious.
It's a karate movie.
Yeah.
It's dope.
Yeah, really? I looked into that. Yeah.
It's really dope.
Who is that? The new Jackie Chan joint? Is he in there?
No, Jackie.
No, Jackie Chan.
These are
some new niggas.
These are some new people that you wouldn't even know.
No, that shit looks sweet as hell for the trailer.
And it was shot on the.
So I need to go see it at the IMAX because I like the experience. If I'm gonna go to the show now, I need the experience.
I seen that at the Birmingham.
Yeah. But so we went to go check that out. So if you into that kind of thing, you know what I mean, as far as like what's really going on too, they slowly but surely and shit is disclosing things about these UFOs and all that actually in our real life. You know what I mean? So go check it out. You know what I mean? If y'all like to go
I heard about it's Spielberg.
Yeah, Steven Spielberg.
It's talking about things that they found recently and within the past 20 years, right?
So in the movie, they was kind of like going back, you know what I mean, back in time. But it's like, right now, it's more things. It's more things and shit that's been recently that, if you're going to disclose some shit, this is how I feel. Like, disclose the shit what happened in Miami with all those fucking quote unquote 10-foot tall figures and shit that was that had everybody running out of the damn mall. and that's been video. You know what I mean?
I got to see the video.
Yeah. So it's on like real shit.
The way AI run.
No,
man.
it was like these motherfuckers came out of a portal. Like people with their phones and all. No. They had like 20 million fucking cops came out there. No, this just happened like a few years ago. I
have to see it.
I know what you're saying, but yeah. But
you ain't seen that though, Mal? There's some big skinny looking motherfucking things.
I seen it, but I was like, dog, stop it.
I mean, they say, Project Bluebeam and all that kind of bullshit it could be, but yeah, I feel you.
I don't be believing majority of nothing I see.
You need an alien to come get in the bed with you to be like, and tap you on the ass. And I'm real.
No, that's me. Like if I don't see it with my own, eyes or it looks like it's tangible that I can touch it or something like that.
Especially with a portal.
Right now, anything that's being on TV and shit.
Especially with a portal. I mean, and then all of especially with a portal.
Not a portal pilot.
I'm fucking sick of you.
But then now all of a sudden, especially with a portal, especially when now all the movies now got portals in it, and to me it'd be like a promo for a whole bunch of new movies. That's I tell people all the time, when you see movies stuff like that, all of a sudden it's a new Spider-Man movie coming out. Oh my God, from the other verse or
this movie universe. Came out, and it's been a few years now, so shit, I don't think it.
So Disclosure was good.
It was cool, you know what I'm saying? It was pretty much what we already we didn't already seen. Man.
What intrigued you though?
What made me like come out of that movie thinking like something totally different was explaining to me how I felt was it's really been an attack on your consciousness.
Oh yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? And of course like trying to manipulate your thoughts and everything else. So far as the technology, far as the aliens themselves, far as the government. You know what I mean?
Orange head, Agent Orange, all this shit. Yeah.
But
all of this shit.
But yeah, so other than that, you know what I'm saying? I was gonna speak about say like the sports, Detroit sports, going on right now as far as today with Michigan head coach. Is leaving, say Michigan, to go to Dallas Mavericks.
Their basketball coach?
Their basketball coach, he's leaving. He left today. Yeah.
Ooh, money floating around nowadays.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Then of course say, I think you got the Pistons draft, you got the NBA draft tomorrow. You got the Lions with their free agency and
wait a minute, Lions are free agency. What's going on with
the Pistons free agency, but the Lions, they just finished up their OTAs and everything and stuff like that. So
they announced the official team?
Huh?
They announced the official team of the new season?
No, not yet. They still got to go through training camp.
I don't know what the fuck OTA is.
Me neither. That's why I'm just.
It's off-season training, something or whatever. Yeah. But they get together and shit for about a few weeks and stuff like that to implement whatever they playing. Okay. They do this every year. All the teams do it.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Then they had a mini camp and all that kind of stuff, and then they take a break, and then in about a month, and then they go into training camp for the for the regular season.
Yeah.
But let's get into the question of the night. Really is just more of a statement. Mm-hmm. All right, question of the night. What are your most memorable moments shared with your father or other great men that's been in your life?
It
could be one moment. It could be.
It don't really take me that long to think about it, but I will say this, and this kind of go back to what you said earlier, Miles, about celebrating fathers every day. When I think about Father's Day, I think about all the men that have had some influence or impacted my life in one way or another.
Yeah.
And I did take a moment this Father's Day to think about just that. Oftentimes they tell you that you should practice being grateful, or the question is posed, what are you grateful for? But I did take a moment to reflect on the men in my life who have impacted me or had influence. So many memories come to mind, only because I decided to say, hey, listen, what am I grateful for this person? What am I grateful for that person? And man, there's so many things. A few things that stand out to me though. Shout out to my Uncle PJ. Growing up, my mom, she had already had 2 older sons and my brothers, and when she raised me, she tried to shelter me and keep me away from a lot of shit.
Yeah.
And I'll never forget the first time I ever asked her, could I go play football? And she looked at me and, you know, again, my mom loved me, but she was scared. She said, I'm not gonna let you do that.
No.
Yeah, she said, you're too little, you're gonna go out there and get yourself hurt. Mm-hmm. So I'm you know, crying about it. This is 1988. I'm crying about it. I'm you know, upset. And my Uncle PJ comes in town, and I talked to him about it. He was in the military at the time, and I said, hey, and for those that don't know, Uncle PJ is still, you know, taking care of kids to this day. He teaches kids how to box up at Bustles Recreation Center. So anyway, I tell Uncle PJ, and he looked at me and he said, hey, is this something you really want to do? And I said, yeah. He said, listen. He said, it's because my mom refused to even sell the raffle ticket. We need to sell raffle tickets to raise money. I'll never forget, $165. We had to raise some money to get the equipment, helmet, jerseys, all that kind of stuff. So my uncle gives me the money, and right before he leaves, I'm like, I still can't play. I played up at Bustles for the Detroit Buccaneers. I said, I need some cleats. He said, all right, come on, I'm gonna go get you some cleats. We run to the store to grab some cleats. It might even been Kmart, and they were this company called McGregor. Do you remember them, Miles?
Yeah.
McGregor. Listen, McGregor. Only thing was they had the tongue on them. Now you know. Now what sport usually had the tongue on they cleats?
I think that's baseball, ain't it? Yeah.
I'm playing football, but my cleats got the tongue, and they low top. They not even at the time Nike had the sharks, so all the kids on the team had the nice Nike, you know. But again, I'm getting what I can get because Uncle Pete hooking me up, and I'll never forget riding back to the house. I said, man, you sure these the right cleats? And he looked at me and he said, yeah. He said, man, you put them. I said, these don't look like nobody else cleats. He said, you put them cleats on, you can run faster than everybody. Now listen to me. When they say that life and death is in the power of the tongue, shout out to all the men who have ever spoken life and power to somebody, spoken into their life. Because here's the deal. I was so young, I ain't know no better, but guess what? I believed them.
Yeah.
And when I put them, I was the only nigga on the team with baseball motherfucking cleats. But when it came time to run,
flying,
you couldn't tell me. And that went all the way till I finished high school. But I laugh about it because I said, man, he told me something and I believed it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Scientists are just now coming up with, they're doing research on how you can speak something to somebody in their life and they mind align with it, and then they start going towards that direction.
Yeah.
Tell a child, I learned something today, and I'll share this. Every child deserves a champion. Every child deserves somebody that believes in them, that can walk in a room. Because see, this is what I learned. We have a tendency to always get to asking kids about their grades and all this and that. When the last time you ever walked into a room and just simply smiled when you saw a kid? Because that kid is watching you. Mm-hmm. And imagine what you can do and how you can emotionally affect that child when they see you. You light up, and in their mind, that let them know I mean something to this person. Yeah. You understand? This person cares about me. It ain't always about sometimes what we say. I was teaching the kids recently. The process of communication is 7% words, 38% tone, 55% nonverbal communication. So we saying oftentimes when we communicating with somebody else, the bulk of our tone and what we not saying make up 93% of how a person is filtering information. Yeah. 7% words. So it matters to to a child out there or to the youth to help build up their confidence or their self-esteem just by these small gestures. And I'm telling you, when Uncle PJ told me that, man, I thought I had special shoes on. You know what I'm saying? I had some fucking baseball cleats on, but I thought I had the cold ass, the shoes that made me run faster than everybody else.
Yeah,
and I
shout out to Uncle
man.
PJ, man.
Yeah,
You know what
definitely.
I'm saying? Hey, look, we have Lily Jones Perry in the building. Let me give a shout out to her. Look, we will be on Back to the Basics PMG podcast on Tuesday. I think that's next Tuesday on June 30th. So tap in with us then. She has a comment in here. She says, every moment with her dad was amazing. I wear the term daddy's girl with pride. Fixing cars to riding four-wheelers and graduating to motorcycles, to learning who Jesus Christ is and why it is important to him, to know him. Dad makes the world go round. So shout out to, say, Lily. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
Shout out to her.
You know what I'm saying? For all the dads.
Definitely.
Let me I'll give a little a shareable moment, you know what I'm saying, with the old dude, you know what I'm saying? It's been 11 years since my old dude been gone, but one of the funniest things, man, that ever happened, that I got a chance to take my old dude to the movies, you know, me and little bro, you know what I'm saying? I took them to the movies. And we there in the movies, you know, got him some food, got him something to drink and everything. He falls asleep, but he falls asleep and shit with some damn drinking shit in his mouth. So he woke up choking on it and spit that shit out in front of these people in front of him, right? What? Oh my God. Hey, listen, dog, this shit was hilarious, but at the same time, I thought I was going to have to beat somebody's ass, man. So listen. So he falls asleep. He spits the shit out into the, you know, on person back in front of him. In the movie theater, right? So he's like, oh, he's like, you know how my old dude, goddamn.
He had sleep apnea.
No, we in a show. He just fell asleep. Like, you know what I'm saying? You know, you get relaxed. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So, gotta turn around like, hey, goddamn it. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh, shit, this and that. I say, hey, man, my bad, man. Listen, I said, hey, look, I apologize, this, that, and other shit. I said, Dad, what the fuck is you doing? Like, man, you about to have me whoop again. Hey, man, that shit was hilarious.
So, wait a minute, you fell asleep
with it in his mouth. He hadn't even swallowed.
You know, he hadn't even swallowed. He fell asleep, and he still had some damn pop or something shit in his mouth when he fell asleep, and he choked on this shit and he spit that shit out. That shit went flying like fucking Triple H. And look, you know how wrestlers and shit take water and they drink it and they mouth. That's all I seen. That shit sprayed every fucking.
Please tell me it was a white boy.
Huh? No, it was a black guy. Wow. That was in front of it. That's what I said. I thought I was gonna have to whoop somebody's ass because the old dude and spit some pop and shit all on. Man, that shit was hilarious. But yeah, hey, look, shout out to say, hey, look, rest in heaven, old Hop. You know what I'm saying? Man, Hop dog.
Uncle
you know
Hoppy.
what I'm saying?
Yikes, bro.
Yeah, that shit was hilarious. And I want to shout out, hey, look, just to run this by you real quick. You already know and shit that my Uncle Larry had me and Teron and Aaron and Kempo when we was younger. So that was very memorable. You know what I'm saying? And that shit still sticks with me today. So don't fuck with me. I might black out and you might get some of that shit. So
man, listen, as I just said, there's so many.
Because it didn't happen before. So.
The man who raised me, Gordon Snipes, who I got my name from. I have an affinity for math.
Yeah.
But when I think about it, I think about a time I'll never forget. I was riding in the car with my dad. I was in the 4th grade. I'm getting ready to go to 5th grade. We ride in the car, and he would always just question me about different things that I was learning. One of the smartest dudes I know. And one day he's asking me, hey, do you know your multiplication? You know this, you know that? I'm like, yeah, Dad, yeah. Boom, he asked me questions. He moved on to exponents. I will never forget this. So I'm in the car, and he say, I'm riding in the car with him, and he says, what's 3 to the second power, blah blah blah. And I'm like, I don't know. I think we're gonna learn that in next year. He said, we ain't waiting till next year. I'm asking you now.
Right now, yeah.
You gonna use your mind right now. I start crying because I'm like,
You
didn't
nervous?
really.
You think he mad?
Yes.
Yeah, you think it's punishment or something?
Listen. To this day, I love math. Yes, it was hard. Yes, it was challenging. Yes, it was intimidating. Sometimes the way he would go about it. But again, I learned from that. Mm-hmm. So shout out to
shout
my
out
dad
to
as well.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. All right. And then of course, hey, look, I gotta give a shout out to my granddad. You know what I'm saying? My granddad and shit for marrying me and my wife. You know what I'm saying? And so this would be 26 years as far as our marriage. We've been together for 30, so I gotta give it up to my grandfather. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
I miss my grandfather too, and also say my Uncle Jay. You know what I'm saying? My Rad's uncle. So that's who walked my wife down the aisle. So I want to give a shout out to him. Rest in peace too. You know what I mean? All right, y'all. Y'all like to give us a call in or anything? Y'all can at 810-560-0658. Once again, the phone number is 810-560-0658. We're gonna go ahead and get into this topic real quick. So the main topic tonight is accountability versus loyalty. All right. Let me give y'all a couple of definitions and everything real quick. So accountability is the obligation or willingness to accept responsibility for your actions, decisions, and outcomes. Key components are answerability, ownership, and action oriented. Answerability is the expectation of explaining or justifying your actions to others. Ownership, taking pride in success and actively accepting the consequences of failures without deflecting blame. Action oriented is a focus on continuous improvement and taking definitive steps to resolve issues. All right. Loyalty is the steadfast commitment, faithfulness, and dedication to a person, cause, organization, or idea. Key characteristics are consistency, trust and support, and allegiances. Consistency is being present for someone or something, not just in good times, but also in bad. Trust and support is having someone's back and actively protecting their well-being and interests. Allegiances is a faithful adherence to a person, sovereign, nation, or core value. Side note, so I got written down right here. Philosophers and psychologists often note that loyalty can be complex, but it should not mean blindly following destructive behavior or compromising your own personal boundaries or core values. Do you believe you are a more loyal person or a more accountable person? That's the first question. We got about 6 questions I'm going to ask tonight. Do you believe you are more of a loyal person or more of an accountable person? If somebody was to ask you, which one would you lead with? You got to choose one.
That didn't come to my mind that I had to choose one because I feel like they work hand in hand.
They do.
But when you just asked me that question, I thought about how people who are more loyal than they are accountable sometimes can have a false perception of what's really going on. When you allow your loyalty to, and especially when you allow it to be rooted in your own idealism without, taking into consideration, other things, people that, that are going on around you. So I would say accountable. Okay. Yeah, I would say accountable. I am loyal by nature, but I think being more accountable I think accountability to me is a little more important, and I think that's something that I have been in the last 5 to 7 years been really working on and seeing a difference in how I show up in my own life, not just because I think a lot of times when we have these conversations, we're thinking about other people, and I have got in the habit of saying self.
Yeah.
What about self? So when I think about accountability and loyal, I'm asking myself.
Yeah, absolutely.
Don, have you been loyal to you? Have you been accountable to you?
Exactly.
And I'm saying that I noticed in my life that when I was more loyal to certain ideas as opposed to accountable, I had way more destructive behavior.
There you go. Okay.
For me.
Yeah. No,
when
I agree.
When I start to focus on being accountable for me versus being loyal to my own idealism,
standard change. Standard change.
It made me desire to show up differently.
Yeah. What about you, Doc?
I think with me, I'm gonna go with the direct opposite. I'm gonna go with loyalty.
Okay.
And the reason why is because accountability is always, to me, equated to negative actions. You feel me? Like, why don't you just do this? Admit that you did this. But accountability also give you a form of standards. I'm not tripping about that part. But loyalty gives it all, because if you're loyal, you're gonna be truthful, and the truth is always going to stand for your accountability. So and then another thing what loyalty does loyalty allows you to grow, and it allows you to be more open with others and not just focus. I don't have time to keep focusing on my flaws. You feel me? That's why you have teammates. That's why you have a mate. You know what I mean? Because they'll bring balance to what is not totally there. So my accountability, of course, if I stumble and fall, scratch my knee, I'm not going to blame somebody else. But a loyalty is somebody say, hey man, I seen when you fail. You know what I mean? And another thing what loyalty does for you, and loyalty is a team sport. Accountability is not. Accountability is a self sport. So what I've learned that when you have loyalty, you have people that keeps you up to a standard that you live by. You know what I mean? And it was a reminder. You know what I mean? When you being accountable, it puts so much pressure on you. You know what I mean? Loyalty make the team responsible of actions and progress to be made.
Well, so look, that kind of like leading to the second question. Like, is your loyalty conditional or unconditional? And let me answer this. I'll start off with this question. For me, my loyalty actually is conditional. And I'm going to tell you why. When it comes to, say, different people, family, friends, or whatever, you can be rocking with somebody for 20 fucking years, right? And you can be loyal to them, right? And loyal to a fault, meaning that this.
To a default, you mean?
Yeah, to a default. Yeah. And what I mean by that is, and shit, for 20 years, they can been a solid person. Now they start, they might be going through a life crisis, any damn thing. You might talk to them, have a conversation with them, and they keep on fucking up. But their fucking up can be detrimental to you and everybody else. You know what I'm saying?
Around them.
Now I'm not going to be loyal to the fuck up. You know what I mean? Yeah. I'm not going to be loyal to them.
Well, you shouldn't, but that's why I said loyalty is a team sport. Yeah. Because when you're dealing with somebody else be like, hey, Don might grab the guy, hey, man, my cousin would bash her face in. You know what I mean? You have to understand you're dealing with another man.
Yeah, absolutely.
And he's giving you a chance. He's not going to give you another chance.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
I think that's kind of like loyalty and, say, accountability, especially when it comes to men, is like a fine line between, things can get physical.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? More physical, I would think, sometimes, you know what I'm saying, than anything.
But it don't even take those two words. It just take a foolish word more so than anything that would get you stuck. Yeah. Accountability, man, ever since movies like Best Man and other stuff that came out, African Americans take certain things like that, lock on like pit bulls. You feel me? One word you use, and that's all you hear. Like, we hear the word, what's the word everybody uses out of context all the time now?
Narcissism.
Yeah, narcissism.
So when
frequency. What the fuck? Like, everybody got to be a fucking.
And then everybody want to be spiritual all of a sudden.
Yeah.
And then they say, but then they quote a scripture, a Bible scripture in a heartbeat. So again, that's the reason I love loyalty, because loyalty is a team sport. Accountability is a single person sport, because and a lot of things me, Don, and a lot of men probably did in our life, we feel guilty for when we did it, and now we know how not to do it. You know what I mean? So in the conversation, we could say in our past lifetime relationships, we could say, okay, I'll be accountable for that. And really, in reality, because then what you do, you just lift the weight off another person. And the truth is, no, I did that, but I had a reason why I did it. And it wasn't necessarily because of me, and it was for us.
So when you just said what you said, it made me think about the question that you just asked. And for me, I agree with you in terms of the team sport and how something being singular.
Conditional or unconditional?
Let me finish.
Yeah, okay.
My loyalty to my friends, family, and people that I love is rooted in accountability. Meaning, again, this is a very interesting topic that we speaking on, because again, I feel like they kind of sister one another. But if I'm loyal to you, my loyalty, when I say it's going to be rooted in accountability, it means that yes, I'm gonna love you, and I'm gonna love you unconditionally, and all these kind of things. But at the same time,
You got to stand on your shit.
I'm also going to, hold you to a certain standard, and not let you just run amok simply based off the fact that I'm loyal to you.
Yeah.
And so, because for a minute I was thinking to myself, okay, is my loyalty, is it unconditional or conditional? Again, not really sure if that's the right question for me. My brain don't work that way. But again, I will say that my loyalty in terms of my friends, my family, and people that I love is rooted in accountability. And I feel like one thing that for me and the people that I'm around, especially, like, we have to be able to be vulnerable and transparent, have conversations sometimes that may be tough, may be challenging, may be difficult. A lot of people don't have friends like that because they too busy thinking, man, if I stir the pot, our friendship on the line.
Yeah.
And I don't really have a lot of friends like that. If I'm around a motherfucker and they kind of, and I'm not gonna even use the word sensitive, I'll just say that some people can handle a certain level of accountability and others can't.
Yeah.
And me personally, I enjoy being around other men, especially that, are able to have the capacity and can hold that kind of standard, because it's not easy.
Yeah.
It can be very challenging sometimes.
So the next question then will be like this. Do you have, say like a grace period or even a breaking point when you're dealing with people when it comes to testing, say, either your loyalty or your accountability, you know what I mean? Or theirs, vice versa.
Say that one more time.
So you have, say a grace period that you will allow, right? Or a breaking point that you might have with somebody that's either testing, say, your loyalty or their loyalty or their accountability or your accountability. You understand what I'm saying?
When I have a relationship with you, I have to be accountable to how much I let you in and what I let out.
Right. So
those two, that's how I see that working. I don't never see like how much this, how both of them. It's the person. Again, accountability is singular. Loyalty is a sport. So it depends on how much I'm willing to give you and how much I'm willing to take in of you in my relationship, and that's the loyalty point. And then and I got to be accountable for that, because y'all been in relationships with females, and they say, "Well, I don't know how. I ain't know what I could tell you."
Yeah,
you know what I mean? It's not because we're not loyal. It's just that I need to know and take accountability what I gave you, how much pressure I put on you. And I think women need to take that in consideration when they put the responsibility on the man, and they got to be accountable for what they know what he can and cannot do when they met them. So that's how I look at it.
Hey, I'm sorry, I wanted to chime in on that, and to add what you just said. I'm glad you just said that. The way that I was taught was the difference between accountability and responsibility is when you can be responsible for self, but accountable for another person's or a new situation, the outcome of it. So what I mean by that is oftentimes, because you brought up relationship, you might find yourself dating somebody or seeing somebody that had a certain experience with a certain kind of dude. Well, you're not responsible for that particular situation or whatever happened, but you can be accountable for whatever new outcomes arise from the relationship that's starting to grow currently.
Yeah.
Again, I think it's important that when we have these conversations, and this is a very interesting one, when we start talking about loyalty and accountability, and the last question that you just asked, something that came to my mind was about the breaking point. That's a very difficult question. The first thing that came to my mind when you asked that was, boom, grace and forgiveness popped in my mind. Mm-hmm. And like, when we start talking about a breaking point, I often ask myself, are we prioritizing this?
Your core values. I mean, when those two are into place,
yeah.
Loyalty and accountability, somewhere down the line, some core values is being tested, right?
Definitely.
So that's where, say, that grace or a breaking point comes in.
Check it out.
When those things are being...
Absolutely. Yeah. And that's why I'm saying that forgiveness and grace came to my mind. Yeah. And then I asked myself, well, how much forgiveness and grace would you give a person?
That's yeah.
All right. Because again, I can't even get to the conversation. I can't even get to accountability and loyalty if I first can't ask myself, am I willing to forgive this person? Am I willing to allow this individual
even
grace?
If that motherfucker, if it's even worth it. Yeah.
So I'll just say, for right now, in this moment, forgiveness and grace for me is extremely important. I'm still learning more about it, the power of it, how it has the power to heal. Because I believe you could extend grace or forgive somebody, but maybe the level of your loyalty to them may change.
Yeah. That's why I said, well,
maybe your accountability. Maybe you love somebody,
or maybe
and you still bring accountability to your relationship. Mm-hmm. But maybe if they've done something over and over and over and over and over again, you've extended them grace and forgiveness in the form of still loving on them, but maybe the level of loyalty may change.
There you go. Okay.
So, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Again, I don't want to be playing having these word schematics and all this other kind of stuff, but again, they all kind of tie together in a system. Yeah. Because I do believe at times you could be loyal to your own cause and really fuck some shit up. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Or loyal to someone else because they make you feel validated. They make you feel, or they validate you rather, or they make you feel seen, or they make you feel love. When you asked that question, it made me think about women who stay in physically abusive relationships. Yeah. It's like, what are you prioritizing? Where does your loyalty lie with this person that keep putting his hands on you?
Yeah. Welcome to the GAMG Big Flex Strongcast. Who we have on the line?
Hey, this is Freckles.
Hey, what up, though?
What's up, young lady?
Say we listen and we judge. Hey, what up, though?
Hold on 1 second. Congratulations in order.
Yeah, congratulations.
Thank you.
What you got?
So I'm listening to you guys talk about accountability and loyalty and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And I feel like, and forgiveness, and where all that stuff lies. I had to learn that I was one of them people that I believe that I could see the good in anyone, and I had to learn, like, my accountability was, you can lead a person to water, but you can't make them drink it. Mm-hmm. So I had to learn, like, if I hold myself to a standard, then I have to hold everybody else to a standard. So that goes into, if you can't come to me with accountability and say, hey, you know what, then I cannot forgive you.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, because then if I let you do it again, shame on me. I already saw your pattern and I didn't call you out or hold you accountable, because if I do something to somebody, I'm going to hold myself accountable. I'm going to beat myself up. I'm my worst enemy.
Yeah.
But I'm also my biggest fan.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to hold myself 10-4, and I treat everybody how I want to be treated. You know what I'm saying? I don't try to get over on people, or, you know what I'm saying? If anything, I probably overgive, because I'm an overgiver, because my heart shows up before anything. So it's like, once I love you, my love is guaranteed.
Yeah.
But I also know how to be like, okay, you're abusing that love.
Yeah.
Okay, now I gotta love you from a jump shot, and I'm good at that.
Yep.
From a jump shot.
Yeah. Hey,
So-
look,
so
we
she-
don't fucking say it.
So,
Hey,
so
look,
you basically say at the end of the day,
yeah.
if I'm holding myself and you to a certain standard, and you cannot find it within yourself to be accountable for, you know, our relationship when it comes to resolving some things, then at that point you have closed the door on, you know, the level of forgiveness that I might extend to you, because clearly you don't care
Especially
about.
if you didn't already talk to him and had a conversation and you didn't already know what it is. Absolutely.
Yeah, because I'm one of them people. I'm very transparent. I treat you how I want to be treated.
There you go.
So I give you the blueprint
Yeah.
on me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got tongue tied. So I give. So you, it's no way.
So
to
it ain't no
fumble me.
shock. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if you fumble
Not a surprise.
me, then I'm out. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Because I've learned that when you allow somebody to fumble you, they're going to fumble you again, especially if you don't hold them accountable.
Yeah.
So if you can't come to me and be like, hey, this is my fault in the relationship, because, again, I'm not saying like if somebody cheat on you, it's just out the door. It's about accountability.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, you hit me, that's different, but
Hey, don't put your hands on me, motherfucker.
don't put your hands on me, I might kill you. But
right.
accountability, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's just like, that's all I always tell people. It's like, it's not what you do, it's how you do it.
Yeah. All right.
You know what I'm saying? It's not what you bring to the table, it's how you bring it to the table.
All right.
I can bring the whole,
I
I can bring everything to the table, and you just bring your conversation, your personality, and it might just be enough for me.
Yeah.
I was just listening to what you just said, and it made me think about, what if you having this a situation where two people are both upset about something and they feel as though I'm right, this person wrong. Like, they both feel that way, and it just made me think.
Me personally, I always have a go-to person. I feel like if you love somebody enough, I always tell people, if your friends come to you about their relationship, they didn't come to you for you to end it, because they can end it themselves. They came for help to fix it. Hey, am I wrong? Where am I wrong at, friend? Help me get to where I can get back into my relationship and see my wrong. Because sometimes a person can't even take in your wrong because you won't even admit to your wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know how you like,
it'd be tit for tat
two
type
people
shit.
wrong.
Yeah.
And they'll be like, well, you ain't even admitting to it, so fuck you. And a person will really be like that, because it'll be like, shit, you did it first. And sometimes it ain't about who did it first. Two wrongs don't make a right. So somebody got to be like, hey, you know what?
Yes.
White flag.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. So
don't matter
basically,
who did
you
it
saying
first.
at that point it would behoove you to not at least lean on someone else, so that you can receive some counsel and maybe look at it from a different perspective.
Yeah.
And that's where I was. What I was going to say was, when you were saying what you said, it made me think about, again, at the end of the day, all of this is rooted in how we communicate with each other.
Yeah.
And when I think about this,
with your heart, you won't go wrong.
There you go.
Yeah, it made me
with your
also
heart
think
and your
about
intentions.
if we don't understand how powerful it is to at least have the capacity to say, hey, listen, I'm willing to have a conversation so that we can, because to me, I think that within itself involves accountability. Meaning, if I value the relationship, yes, I may feel as though I'm in the right and you in the wrong, and you might feel the same way. But if I value the relationship, I'm gonna have the courage and the balls to at least come to the table and say, all right, cool, what we gonna do to figure this out? Because some people nowadays,
somebody gotta leave their ego.
they don't even believe in that.
Yeah.
And I'm one of the
All right.
people, I always tell people, my ego bigger than my body. And that's big. So if you see me sitting my ego to the side and you still can't come to me with then I'm done, because I have a really big ego. And the reason being is because I know I'm coming to the table correct.
Yeah. All right.
So if I drop my ego for you, just to see. And sometimes what you could be saying, hey, this is what you did to me, and it could be to me nothing. It could be so petty and minute, and I could be like, are you fucking serious? But I gotta take it serious because to you it is.
It's important. Yeah.
All right. Well, hey, look, thanks for calling in and shit and shining some great, knowledge and information. And make sure y'all tune in to We Listen and We Judge every Thursday night at 9-ish, right? 9 o'clock?
Yeah, 9-ish.
9-ish. All right. So it's not, hey, look,
have a good one.
All right. Have a good one. All right, y'all. So look, we're gonna go ahead and wrap this on up. So, just think about this. You know what I'm saying, y'all? Which one is more important to y'all at home? You know what I'm saying? Your loyalty or say accountability in your own life. You know what I mean? Like you said, one is, as Doc said, one is say a team sport and one is for your personal, you know what I'm saying, your personal growth. So the quote of the night. You got it ready, man? So the quote of the night comes from the great actor Al Pacino, a.k.a. Tony Montana, from the classic movie Scarface. All I have in this world is my balls and my word, and I don't break them from no one. Do you understand? Right? I got actually 2 of them. And also, I never fucked over anybody in my life that didn't have it coming to them. You got that?
Why did I get nervous when he was
So look, on that note, damn it, be accountable and be loyal when that shit serves you right. We gonna see y'all next week. Whoever calling there, you gotta call in next week. See y'all next week, 9 p.m. y'all. Peace, y'all.
Yeah. Big flex on the set, you know we gotta rep. Heavy talk on that mic, all we do is press. John Q, that's coach, got him upset. Gym Animal, Muscle Gang, we up next. Big Flex Podcast live on Monday night with John Q, Latoya, Deshaun, and Don Snipes. You can catch Snipes on the pod or the big screen or get tea time with Toya if you want the tea. Talk about the strong end on your weekday. Tap in with Muscle Gang, you never have a weekday. Big Flex Podcast, 9 p.m. Monday. Pull us up on YouTube if you want that replay. Big Flex Podcast, 9 p.m. Monday. Pull us up on YouTube if you want that replay. It's the Big Flex Podcast, Mondays, 9 at night. It's the Big Flex Podcast.